Welcome to our second episode of Executive Brief for Defense. Today, we're diving deep into the true cost of one of the most versatile and stealthy naval platforms, the Corvette, a warship type procured by nearly every capable navy in the world. As we did in our previous episode on frigates, we will follow the same methodology. We will take historical contract prices reported by reliable media sources, then escalate them to 2025 values using the Federal Reserve Economic Data, widely known as FRED. Our central question today is, how much does a Corvette really cost, and how can we compare that cost across different navies and ship designs? Because when we talk about a warship's price, we're not just talking about a whole number on a contract. We're talking about a complex set of decisions, capabilities, trade-offs, and long-term commitments. Let's unpack it. We can start with research and development costs, which are usually overlooked. Then, systems engineering, program management, and the initial training of personnel are included in initial price tags. Further, there are operation and support costs. This is the big one. It's the cost of keeping the ship running, from the moment it's launched to the day it's retired. For a typical surface ship, operation and support costs constitute approximately 70% of the total life cycle cost. Disposal of ships is another cost item, which almost always neglected because project owners usually out of positions by then. Then we move to propulsion. Do you need a silent engine? A compact but powerful one? Is speed the priority, or endurance and fuel efficiency? Is it in contractor's shipyard or purchaser's shipyard? What are the labor costs in shipyards? What is the technical capacity and productivity of the main and subcontractor shipyard? Since shipbuilding and delivery of ships is a long-term and strategic commitment, then payment method is another factor. Is a credit used, or is there a bartering on the table? What are the weapon systems to be used? Weapons are one of the reasons to have a warship. Their price range affects total price substantially. Ammunitions of these systems are another cost and usually are not included to the initial contract prices. A gun may cost $20 million without a single ammunition, or a vertical launcher may cost $12 to $13 million without a single missile to launch from them. As the technology gets smarter, price of command and control systems increases logarithmically. In order to be able to match opponents, countries have to go for faster and reliable communication and decision-making cycles, which is called Observe, Orient, Decide, and Act cycle, as U.S. Colonel John Boyd very vicidly developed in the 1970s. When we start talking about the construction and delivery of warships for another country, we realize that it is, without a doubt, a strategic venue, and even beyond the pay grade of contractors themselves. After delivery, ships will be manned. Pile of steel becomes a living mechanism with a well-trained crew. Training will have to be the part of the delivery. Many nations wishes to develop in-house production capability of their military equipment. Even though some exporter nations keep sensitive technologies for themselves, to be able to make the buyer capable of doing something has another price. Spares and guarantee terms are the other items that may affect total price. All items must be defined by the purchaser for a healthy benchmarking of all competitors in a bidding process. Nonetheless, purchasers will decide on the fact that their final endorsement will make an impact on the next 30 to 40 years of their navies. Since we cannot ask buyer countries what was the cost breakdown of their contract, how much was the price of their purchase, we have visited publicly available price information of Corvettes of the past agreements. Then, we made an escalation from open-source contract figures to 2025. Our viewers should know, cost share of every major item on platforms changes in line with the preferences used on the ship. Some ships may host most expensive weapons. Some may be designed to carry mostly surveillance equipment and patrol only. We had to create most logical common cost share of indices for Corvettes by using educated estimation, such as hull and structure, approximately 31%, propulsion, 13%, electronics and sensors, up 32%, weapons and combat systems, 14%. Labor, 10%. A little different than frigates. Frigates allocate 6 to 10% more electronics and sensors, which is important because they escalate faster than steel or propulsion, which means if a frigate and corvette constructed even in the same year, frigate price escalates faster than the corvette. In general, frigate may escalate 7 to 12% faster than a corvette. Please note these are just for exemplification. Every ship and contract has unique condition. For example, if an ASIA radar plus integrated mast, variable depth sonar, and acoustic quieting added with high labor cost country, escalation may rise up to 17%. Now let's return to our Corvette estimations and benchmarking. Our estimation of ship price is deduced from contract signature news and articles, and has a margin of error. Margin of error of public prices are mostly based on unknowns in contract details like guarantee, technology transfer, localization, and training. All items adds up ambiguity on the prices we see on the news. Our methodology of escalation of prices to 2025 have another margin of error. When we reach 2025 prices, then we will compare Corvettes with available benchmarks, which are price per ton and price to carry a missile, either anti-air missile or surface-to-surface missile. Navies create many other financial benchmarks. For example, the annualized cost of ownership for high-level comparison, the hourly cost to run the vessel, including fuel, crew, and maintenance, operation and support cost per crew member, fuel cost per nautical mile. Reliability is another key factor, or key performance indicator considered by buyers, commonly referred to as mission capability rates, which assess a platform's readiness to execute at least one of its essential missions. And finally, total cost of ownership in lifetime of the ship. We've taken 11 Corvette programs from Egypt, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, the Philippines, Bulgaria, Taiwan, Malaysia, Israel, and Romania. As we have highlighted, these are very rough figures. With 2025 escalated prices, German K130 seems extremely high with $631 million, and Malaysia's LMS Batch 2 is at the lower side with $182 million. Most recent announcement came from Romanian Ministry of Defense in beginning of December 2025 that it is imminent that Romania approves to procure a 2,300-ton Corvette from Turkey with the cost around $307 million. Details of this contract is unknown like all others, but ships will be the one billed for Turkey. Most of the classified metrics affect decisions are in the custodies of respective navies. Nevertheless, we have public contract price, tonnage, and missiles they carry. Let's compare what we can estimate from open sources. The median of Corvette costs sits at around $380 to $450 million. That equals roughly $190,000 per ton of warship, with a median missile carrying cost near $16.8 million per missile if we exclude extremes. In frigates, it was $262,000 per ton and $26 million per missile capacity. What does that mean? Most navies in 2026 will most probably pay in the range of $400 to $450 million for a modern Corvette, once adjusted with $2,025. Programs definitely will differ. Every benchmark will tell us a different story, like ratios of companies in stock market. The trick is to be able to read them. Warships are more than steel and electronics. They're floating strategies. The next time you see a Corvette launch, remember, its true cost isn't just in dollars, but in politics, technology, manpower, production, alliances, and decades of upkeep. Meanwhile, AMI International tracks 332 operational Corvettes worldwide. AMI also estimates 57 new Corvettes to be built in the next 20 years, with inventory to get smaller. With incentives nations to modernize their ships to up-to-date mission-capable ships rather than one-to-one replacement. We may estimate versatile drone-carrying ships might be more in demand. Your subscription will force us to create better. Your like and comment will encourage us to do better, and hope to see you in our next video.